Pisces, welcome, welcome. Pisces sun, moon, rising, Venus, personal planets. If you know someone who's a Pisces and you want to check out what their March 2025 might look like, feel free. You are welcome to join and listen in on a tarot reading for you guys for the month of March 2025. I have been throwing these cards around for all of the readings for March, apologizing for it. They're just like, they're big. They're a little bit hard to shuffle here, so bear with me. I'm going to go ahead and get a few oracle cards out for you guys to kind of catch a vibe for your overall themes for the month. And then we'll go ahead and do a Celtic cross for you and see what the month has to offer you, Pisces, my beautiful Pisces. Oftentimes, if I film these in order, Pisces kind of comes last and maybe gets the later part of the readings. So I wanted to go ahead and get you guys in, do a little bit of a different lineup this month, so you weren't the absolute last sign to get recorded. My gift to you, sweet Pisces, my dreamy, sweet, gorgeous, lovely Pisces. I know such lovely, amazing, beautiful Pisces souls. They are just absolutely some of the best, most lovely people I know. So I have a soft spot for Pisces. Well, maybe that's your card then. Ooh, let's start with it. Okay, depth and lake. I've just been mentioning in the other videos how excited I am about these readings, how excited I am about March. Mars is going direct, or has gone direct at this point at the end of February, from being retrograde in Cancer for like forever. So March as a spring month, our first spring month here in the Northern Hemisphere, is going to pick up with a lot of energy and new life and new vitality, and Mars going direct too also. So if you've been feeling sort of a big cosmic energy shift, that's a little bit why, and I'm so here for it. I'm so ready for it. So Pisces, jumping right in. So we have depth and the lake. So speaking of my dearest Pisces, my dearest Pisces friends, this is like a coming home for you, or like diving into the place where you feel the most comfortable, which is like deep in the psyche, deep in the fantasy realm, deep in your feelings, deep in a place where you are surrounded by your own like sense of intuition, connection to your emotions, kind of that fantasy land. Diving deep, girl, diving deep. There's a whole world above her in this instance, like mountains, castles, like a lot of people in there, a lot of moving parts and pieces, and even half of the castle is underwater. I'm actually just noticing that about this card for the very first time. So this could actually be like a full like immersion of your conscious life into your subconscious, really trying to regroup, Pisces, or take a moment before we really get started. And this is your month. This is your month until March 19th. We are in Pisces season. So really going deep into like, how is my life working for me? Are the structures that I have created what I continue to want to build? Is this the vision that I see and that I want to continue to perpetuate? And if not, I feel like you're at a real crossroads here, Pisces, around being able to revamp. Water will really like make things soggy, more available to, more malleable, more changeable. So you're really like assessing your deepest heart's vision, and you have access to that this March. And again, I didn't even really remember that when I said coming home, but like this feeling of really coming home to who you really are, Pisces, in your season, in the exact time of year when we are experiencing archetypically that Pisces vibe, that transition from like the sleepy, most like dead, inward focused time of winter to spring. And we're right in that transition right now. And so this is going to be a really beautiful month for you to really decide, how do I want to show up as I move into the rest of the year, and more action oriented and more energized and more forward thinking, but like, more forward versus inward. And we are at the 31 here, which is condenses down to a 4, which is about stability, which is about structure, and it's about structure in service for other people. So you're really deciding how best you are served by the structure you're created in order to best serve other people. We're going to go backwards. I'm excited. Ooh, childhood. And I forget who else got childhood, but again, if you're watching your other sun, moon, rising signs, Venus signs, and you see this repeated, it's just a double down message for you. This is, again, a message of like coming home to feelings, situations, examples, relationships even, It's giving like Six of Cups vibes that made you feel really, I was going to say made you feel really amazing, made you feel really alive. We can think back to childhood and ways that we had like no other agenda other than to just feel good. But oftentimes our childhoods are pretty messed up and traumatic, right? We have like the tax here as well. And it's through the good and the bad that shapes us, that as we become adults, we really have this gorgeous wisdom we can take out of it, no matter the good or the bad of your childhood. So you are more than going back to the good memories of childhood, which you may have more or less of, really bringing forward the gold nuggets, in this case, the opal, the green nuggets of joy, of wisdom, of true value from your childhood, from those experiences. And that might immediately bring to mind like very beautiful experiences that you had as a kid, carefree, playing, getting back to your joy, getting back to your deep sense of who you are and alignment. That's the word I'm looking for. Or you could be really doubling down on how good it feels to be the adult you are now. I'm assuming most of us are like mostly adults who are watching this, that has been formed from the experiences you've had as a kid. I did not have a lot of, I had some challenging experiences as a child in my childhood, as we all do. And it now makes me so exceptionally grateful. I can lean into the successes, the independence, the autonomy, how I get to choose my own life now, how I get to choose who I spend my time with, how I'm now boundaried, how I get to like make my own money and spend my own money, how I am not immersed in those experiences or people or places or things that you don't have a choice about as a child. So you can lean into that success too, if you can't lean back into how gorgeous some of those feelings or innate joy was to be a child. I hope that that makes sense. It'll kind of come full circle as we go to your reading, how these relate back to your reading. Okay, what is your herb for this month? Ooh, vervain. I mean, amazing. Let the magic in. This is all about, again, deepening into your vision, deepening into your intuition, and also deepening into the magic of the interior of who you are, which is just so Piscean. This is just you lining up in your energy, Pisces. The dream world, and really like being assisted in the dream world to dream even bigger, to vision even farther, to expand the visions that you already have. Which daydream are you going to go down? You don't even know, but it doesn't matter. You can choose the next one the next evening. Vervain is such a supportive herb in like expanding our horizons in the subconscious as you dream, as you sleep, and letting the magic in, which is already about like what you're doing here, letting in the magic, letting in the inspiration, and being like held as you do so before the exterior part of the next part of the year. Okay, final oracle card, the Mentor. So as you do so, again, I got this feeling that you, with this card, that you might be setting a lot of this up in order to create good structure for other people, which could absolutely be that you are mentoring someone else this month, or that you are a mentor, but it could also look like you leaning into mentorship toward this ability, Pisces. Maybe you hook up with someone who is training you on how to use your psychic or intuitive abilities more. Maybe you're learning how to read tarot. Maybe you are taking a class on astrology. Maybe this is like more formal in the world, like you're taking a class on something, and this intuition that is more in alignment with who you are and will help you move forward in the world in a better, more structured way. Either way, someone this month is going to be very important for you in guiding that process. It could even be someone from the other side. Maybe you have like a very strong spirit guide that's coming in. It just totally depends. The owl sees at night. The owl has vision through times that we can't see. And they have 360 vision. They can see everywhere. So it's like they have the ultimate vision of where we're going, like the higher map, and can be an exceptional guide for us at times, during times when we don't know or we can't see, like physically through the dark. So really exciting, Pisces. I feel like be on the lookout if you don't know who that is. Maybe you already have someone like a parent figure, a teacher, a psychiatrist, or like a therapist, a counselor, a good friend, or you might be meeting them. This could be an ongoing partnership, or it could also be like a one and done. Maybe you take like a workshop this month that kind of gets you, maybe it's like an art workshop or a music workshop or something that kind of like Piscean energy, like gets you kind of back into your imaginative states and guides you into a greater place doing things in the world. I don't know. You'll have to tell me. I love hearing how these things work out for people, like actual real life examples. So if you feel compelled, please leave it in the comments. I absolutely love that, and seeing how it actually like tangibly works out in real life. I'm going to take a drink of tea here. This is such a dream, just to be able to read tarot with you and be here on sort of a sleepy morning, just enjoying these messages. Okay, Pisces, what is your central energy for the theme energy for the month of March? 3 of Wands crossed by the High Priestess in reverse. Okay, so no wonder we're kind of getting messages. Well, actually, this is crossed, so it's both. No wonder we're getting messages about coming home to yourself, Pisces, about that connection to the unknown, to spirit, to the universe, because this will help or hinder you through the month. The 3 of Wands in reverse is about opportunities closing, or opportunities that you have finished coming to an end. Doors you thought were going to be open might be closed to you now, but if that is the case, the universe is always working for you, not against you. So it means that something else, some other place or time will open up for you. Let's go ahead and, or like, you know, the way will become clear somewhere else. Let's go ahead and just get a clarifier for the 3 of Wands for Pisces. What would be helpful for Pisces to know about the 3 of Wands here is their central energy in reverse. It's about vision, and let's just get a clarifier first. 3 of Wands in reverse for Pisces is their central energy. Whole bunch of cards flew out there. We'll do one more and then I'll just choose one. Works just the same either way. Okay, so Pisces, a clarifier for that 3 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, moving on from something. 6 of Swords. So this combo is like opportunities you thought were available to you, or opportunities that you've been waiting for. Maybe they just never came in. 3 of Wands is about like watching your ships come in, watching the opportunities that you want. Maybe you've been like really excited about, you know, a job opening at a certain place, or a school opening for your kiddo, or like whatever it is, and school time just closed. I don't know, I don't have kids, so that's definitely not like the timing for, I don't know, what is it, March? But it might be for summer camps. I don't know. Maybe some of those doors closed and you're moving on. You're moving on from choppier waters to something that is stable, more happy in the background. So that's a great vibe for March. This could be one instance that sets off the rest of this moving forward, or this could just be a continuous vibe or unfolding through the month. We don't know, but it's going to be so crucial for you, Pisces, to do what you do best, which is to go back to the drawing board of your intuition. Listen deeply, watch for messages, and do whatever it is, your practices that get you in tune with being your own channel. So whether that's extra sleep, whether that's like, you know, drinking some valerian. I know this is like a root, like a tea you can drink that calms people, right? And like puts you, gives you some more calming sleep, like chamomile tea. I'm not encouraging you to take drugs. You know, whatever it is that you do, connect with water. Water is an incredible connector to your spirit, all of those things. Let's see, because what I'm getting is with the crossing card, it's either going to help you immensely move forward, right? Or you could miss something without being fully connected. There's this saying that's coming to mind, and then we'll move on, about if you are busy, like meditate every day for an hour or however long. But if you're busy, if you're super busy and you don't have time to meditate double, because being connected to source and the universe will get you to where you're going to go twice as fast and more effectively and efficiently through synchronicities and lining up with exactly where you need to be at the right time for the best transition forward into your next adventure. So that kind of thing. Okay, what's here in the subconscious for you? The Hierophant. Okay, well, amazing. The Mentor. These are a bit of similar vibes. This is about finding like official schooling, or official tutelage, sort of like larger organizations that are teaching you in more of a traditional way. Sometimes people relate this card to a card of marriage. Maybe you are like entering the institution of marriage, where if you are, congratulations, you also gonna learn a lot, like we always do in relationship. But here in the subconscious, there's a really deep desire for sort of like structured mentorship, structured education. You could be going back to school. Maybe you're going back for a second degree, or that's like your real intention. Or maybe you are studying to become the teacher or the mentor. Are you deciding to become a therapist or become a counselor. Queen of Pentacles, whatever it is, you are feeling good about it. It's like, it's coming from this place of nurturing others and being stable and being like the hearth and home of either your family or your community, or wanting to be that sort of like lighthouse in the dark for other people. So really beautiful energy, very strong, stable energy here for you, very grounding energy for you here in the subconscious. And I doubled down on that because with a strong, stable card here, a strong, stable energy here, you can build very, very high, right? The deeper our roots go, the higher our vision can go, the higher the branches can go. So you are running like a very strong, grounded vibe here in your subconscious. So that's really beautiful for how deep you can go. What are you consciously manifesting and bringing towards you? The Seven of Coins in reverse. So this is just a continuation of this Three of Wands in reverse. If there is like work that you've been doing or a business that you've been trying to work on or get going, or if there's like a relationship you've been trying to get going and you've been putting a lot of things towards it, it's going to be a time where you are actively like uncreating that this month in order to go in a different direction. The Seven of Coins is a time of waiting for your seeds to bloom. You know, you've put in the effort, you've planted the seeds, you've watered the soil, you've saved them from the initial frosts of the first few years, and now you're like waiting for the fruits of your labor to come forward. So when we see it in reverse, it's kind of like, okay, you're kind of taking up your plants. Maybe you're replanting them somewhere else. We're going to get a clarifier for this Seven of Coins in reverse, please. Or maybe you're going to plant a whole new crop. Maybe you're just taking away all of your tools, leaving the plants there, and maybe you're going to move to a different place and plant a whole new thing. But you are done waiting. The Seven of Coins is also a card about patience, about waiting for the manifestation to come. And so is the Hanged Man, about taking time to just wait for the proper timing of things. And when it's in reverse, we're done waiting or we're not being patient. One moment, please. Sorry, I have to sneeze. An escape sneeze. It went somewhere else. So you're done waiting. You are absolutely done waiting for like the crops to grow, and you might have been in a state of like having to wait with the Hanged Man here, and you're also done with that. You're like, I am coming back on board. I have understood what I have needed to understood about the situation. So maybe you've been patient about something. Take the example of a relationship for a while. Maybe you've been dating someone and you're kind of like, okay, if by this time this happens or we're at this level, I'm ready to wait for that and be patient for that in order for us to move on to the next thing. And if not, I'm moving on. And here we're like, okay, I want to, I'm moving on. I've put in the time and the work and the effort and the communication and the dedication and showing up and doing the talks, and it's not working out for whatever reason. No one's bad or wrong, but I'm done waiting, and I'm going to pull up my energy from that relationship. I'm going to pull up the roots that I started to lay down there, and I'm going to like move them somewhere else that's more productive for me. And I'm going back to the drawing board, and I might be learning something very strong to do something about it, or work, or whatever sector of life it is for you. Okay, well, let's get a timeline. What happened here in the recent past? Gorgeous. Congratulations, Pisces. Something really beautiful about completion, a real celebration. I just love the World card. I mean, it's like the last card in the Major Arcana. Am I a liar? Is it Judgment? No, I think the World. It's full circle, full accomplishment. You've been through each and every one of the archetypes through the Major Arcana. You've had each and every experience. You've gained all of the wisdom. You can rest on your laurels. These are signs of each of the fixed signs here showing up to congratulate you. And it's a celebration, and it's the world, it's the universe giving you a big congrats and celebration. So maybe you actually graduated from school and you're continuing on, or this is a graduation from some kind of chapter in your life past, something that you worked hard for, something that you've gone through a lot of iterations of, really worked through and graduated from in the recent past. Let's just because we can and it's fun. What happened here in the recent past with Pisces, just out of curiosity? Is there something else we can know about this graduation, a certain area of life, Anything else that would be helpful for Pisces to know? But I'm guessing with the World card, it's going to be pretty obvious for you. Something that happened or that you graduated from or came to fruition. The King of Wands in reverse. Well, that kind of tracks. So moving on from either something that didn't feel good to you or a whole different way. You could be feeling like, you know, when you graduate from something, we've all had that experience where you graduate from one grade into the next. And when you graduate, you're like, oh, great, I know everything. I am like, you know, sixth grade was a breeze. I'm like king of the castle now. I'm going to seventh grade. But when you start seventh grade, you feel like not king of the castle. You don't feel like you know everything anymore. Or like from middle school to high school, right? Or from high school to college or whatever it is. So there could be a feeling of success. We could read this both ways, like real success and feeling fabulous and feeling like so confident and proud and like a leader and whatever that you have accomplished and done. And also like, okay, but what's coming next? And I don't know. And I don't know the whole next chapter of my life, which is maybe why I really deeply want more, a mentor for this next chapter of wherever you're going. Okay, so where are you going, Pisces? What's coming up for you in the future? Oh, I love this. The Eight of Swords in reverse just says you're really excited to not be confused anymore, to not be locking yourself up in indecision or indecisiveness or like anxiety. We're caught in our minds with the Eight of Swords. So when we see it in reverse, you're really moving into a time when you're like, no, I'm making decisions now when I have been in a place where I've had to wait or I've had to be patient. You're really feeling the vibes of spring and of March, Pisces. When I talk about like Mars in retrograde at the beginning of the year, kind of keeping things sluggish, like you and now transitioning, we're all going to pick up a lot of energy. That's you. You've had to be patient. You've had to be waiting and putting in the time and putting in the effort. And you're like, I'm done waiting. We're moving forward now. Like, I am done like being in my mind about this. Let's get a clarifier for the Eight of Swords in reverse here. But you are just so excited to go on the next journey, go on the next adventure, and you're not going to be stuck in your mind about it anymore. Oh wow, the Hierophant in reverse. And it could be that you're going off on a unconventional path. You can train conventionally or with a mentor who teaches you something in an unconventional path, right? Like say you do learn astrology and you get a teacher or tutor in astrology. Well, astrology is unconventional. It's not the conventional means of education. So moving forward, you are going to decide to do what is most meaningful for you. And it might be outside of the confines of conventional education or conventional or traditional means of societal expectation. Even this could even be like about relationships, right? It could look like, well, I'm not getting married, but I am going to commit to a whole other lifestyle of like polyamory, and I'm going to like get a teacher about it, or like a couples counselor, and my partner and I are both going to go to couples counseling, and we're actually going to like learn a new skill set, like whatever it is, whatever area of life it is. It could go all kinds of different ways, but you are very clear that you're not going to be locked in your mind about it anymore. And you're taking steps to pull up whatever energy you've put into something that isn't working out of the ground and refocus. Ooh, I love this for you, Pisces. I really, really do. Okay, how are you feeling about it? How are you doing? The Nine of Wands in reverse. I feel like you are wanting to give up here. The Nine of Wands is like wounded warrior energy, tired, showing up anyway, but you're so close to being done. The Nine of Wands in reverse is a little scary, and like, don't give up, Pisces. Like, this might have been a hard, long fought journey. You know, you might want to like, this could read like, I'm giving up on my patience here, and I'm giving up on like, you know, waiting for God to show me how to do it the best way. I'm doing it my way now. And let me just get a clarifier for this. I just really encourage you, if you are feeling burnt out, to go back to the drawing board. If this is like a lot of disappointment for you, Pisces, and something that's not working out, I'm just seeing like so many other positive things here. I didn't really see that vision or that interpretation, but this could look like you feeling really disappointed about like an opportunity that you missed here, feeling like you didn't listen to your intuition, or you could be berating yourself about it. What I love about seeing your future card is that's going to lessen. You're not going to do that to yourself here in the future. But, you know, if you're feeling like giving up, don't give up. Continue to, if you're feeling like giving up, don't give up. Is that good advice, Pisces? Continue on, girl, or boy, or man, or woman, or non-binary, or whoever you are that's here, that is the most beautiful, perfect version of yourself. Don't give up. Let me go ahead and get a clarifier for this for you. What would be good advice? What would Pisces really want or need to know here with the 9 of Wands in reverse? Okay. I love this little deck. The Sun, yeah, so it's time for you to really honor your feelings of disappointment and of sadness and of not getting what you want and of not feeling happy and of not having like your dream life and of feeling like maybe you should if you graduated recently from something really big, right? Sometimes graduations can be the biggest disappointments. Sorry if that's a life spoiler alert for someone listening to this, but you know, we can go through these major milestones like, okay, great, I graduated from college or graduated from, you know, grad school or med school, and maybe like the state of the world is such that it's really, really hard for you to get a job, or you thought that once you graduated XYZ would happen and it didn't, or you would step into this whole new chapter of life automatically and that's just not happening the way that you thought. You're disappointed, and I feel like you just need to give yourself some time to digest all of that and to really honor that, Pisces, but don't give up because you're so close. You really are. And it's the advice here is to really go back and seek support from someone who's been there before or who might have a higher vision of what you're going through than you do, and to go back to how you feel the most you, the most connected to spirit. If that's sitting at the bottom of a lake, go do that, Pisces. If it's like taking some time off work to go daydream and really like connect with what makes you the most happy, go do that for a while, because to continue action from a place of disconnection and feeling like you're giving up is not going to serve you. And this is your crossing card this month. Being connected. This will help you or it will hold you back. Being connected will get you twice as far as continuing to move forward with action without being connected. So I'll just leave that there. Okay, people, places, and things around you that you can kind of look out for, count on this month. Ooh, the Chariot. So this is kind of goes with that like graduation image. Like people around you might be moving really quickly. There might be a lot of travel around you. Maybe someone is moving that's really close to you that you're sad about, like a best friend, or you know, if you did go through a breakup and your partner's like moving on to somewhere else, or maybe people are traveling around you through March. There's a lot of movement, a lot of aligned action with the Chariot here for people, places, and things around you. This could be a benefit, or it could be, I don't know how you feel about it. Sometimes we really understand if it's something helpful or not helpful to lean into in your environment. And this one is like, well, I don't know, can you hop on a vacation with a friend? Would that help you feel better? Would it help you to do some solo travel if you're really sad or upset that someone you know is moving away? Get in your own adventures. Just know that if you're like, oh, no, I don't know if someone around me is going to stay or go or what they're doing this month, know that they are on the move. There's a lot of momentum happening around you. This could also be like things that are affiliated with you could be moving, like if your job moves, something like that. It's going to open up a lot of options for you though, Pisces. So whoever is moving or really getting their ducks in a row to make a move is going to allow you to have a lot more options, whether that's in place of them. If this is about partner moving away, you're going to have so many more options like right behind them. There's no lack of options or opportunities here for you. Okay, deepest fears, wishes, hopes for this month. The 8 of Wands, you're so ready for your time. Pisces, you're like, I graduated, I did the work, I'm excited to like continue. I want the opportunity. I want to see the doors opening. I want to start on something. I want to already be there. When is the letter of my publication coming in that says I get the book deal? When is, you know, like whatever it is, you are so wanting that momentum forward, which again, kind of gives us a little bit of a reading about, okay, if you're seeing a lot of other people around you, the Chariot is kind of like the 8 of Wands, but on a bigger scale. So if you're seeing other people around you make big moves, you might be hoping and wishing for it this month, especially if something fell through that you thought was going to happen. So what's a good clarifier for that 8 of Wands for Pisces? What kind of energy or advice can we give them that would be helpful for that? Here for Pisces, because you might be hoping and wishing for that, and it may or may not be the vibe that's happening. So I'm going to say, well, first of all, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get the clarifier. Death and, yeah. So you might be, your biggest wish might be so much action, so much forward momentum this month. And your biggest fear might be that that's not going to come true. But what you're hoping for with so much movement and so much action is actually getting in the way of you really digesting the last part of what's happening. Death in reverse is like, you just don't want to like deal with it. You're avoiding something that really needs to transition, that really needs to die in whatever formation it's in right now. So don't run away from that, Pisces. Again, this is like doubling down on these messages to kind of like sit still in yourself and really come back to wholeness before you move forward. And that message is kind of like repeated a few times here. So what is the final culmination of your reading? The Two of Coins in reverse. Well, you do it. You do calm down. You do simmer down. You do like take one less job this month. The Two of Coins is just like so busy, so much stuff going on. Sometimes like it can mean workaholism, juggling a lot of plates, a lot of logistics are happening with the Two of Coins. I love seeing a Two of Coins in reverse because to me it really indicates all of that simmering down. There's too much happening with the Two of Coins. There's just a juggle. There has to be balance. I'll show you. There's scales on here and like the sun and the moon, action, rest, right? And there has to be balance between the two. And this is telling you there has to be balance because they're out of balance with the Two of Coins. It's usually just so much going on. So whatever you are in this process, Pisces, you are actively engaged in just the calming of your mind and of your pace and of getting back to who you are so you can launch into your next iteration out of really deep alignment. And you're coming back into yourself versus finding your answers outside of yourself, clarified by the Three of Cups in reverse. So you are really diving deep. You're going to take some time for yourself this month. And that is also the advice for you, is to like look inward, not outward. Pisces have such a wonderful month. There's so much positive messaging on here, so many opportunities, and I can't wait to see where you go with it and what you do.